squished little ball of fluff. So her name is Cindy, after Cindy Crawford, because she's got the little mole. She's like, what are these bright lights? Just me and my girlfriend. You wanna sketch your belly? Also, really quickly today, we're going to get little Cindy girl a sister from the same litter, so I can't wait to have 2 little babies. I have 2 friends, my babies. Isn't she getting so big? He's literally huge. Look at this baby. When you're lost, I'll lead you home again. Are you kidding me, Bo? What are you doing in here? Hi, Boosh. Can you say hi to everyone? Oh, hi. Let's look at his little hands. He's got thumbs. Let's show him your thumbs. Who's the cutest baby? Look at the mittens. Show him how we walk with the bow legs. Oh, sweet boy. But yesterday, we got a new family member. Hi, I'm Chai. I'm so little and cute, and I'm growing up so fast. So fast. Come here, tiny boy. Come here, tiny boy. Oh my goodness. Are we gonna make our YouTube debut? Hi everybody, thank you for watching. This is Bali. He's just a baby. Can you say hi? Hi, my name's Bali, and I'm a cute little baby nugget. So yes, for those wondering, I got a 5th cat. 5! Honestly, 5 is my lucky number, so it's fine. So yeah, I wanted to sit down and film a kitty video today. I feel like a video like this has been requested for a really long time. Some of you guys are probably like, why the heck are you doing this? But for all of my cat people out there, I'm sure maybe this will be helpful for you guys, or if you're looking to get a cat and you want some more information. So for those of you guys who don't know, I have 5 cats. Yeah, so I think I have become the crazy cat lady, which I'm okay with. I'm so happy. I'm obsessed with all of my cats, and as long as you keep your house clean, I think the more the merrier. So I guess first I'll tell the story as to how I have so many cats in such a short period of time, and then I'm gonna walk you guys around my house and just show you like some of their favorite toys, the food, litter boxes, like all of that fun stuff. I know when I had first gotten a cat, I was like on so many blogs and websites trying to find like what would be best for them. So I'm not saying what I have is the best, I'm just gonna share what has worked for me and what my cats personally love. So quick backstory on the kitty situation. I was, or am, I guess I kind of grew out a little bit. I was allergic to all animals my entire life. I had a cat, 1 cat growing up, and I could never really like cuddle with her because I'd get sneezy and itchy and I'd get hives everywhere, and if she ever like licked me I would get hives. So it wasn't enough to the point that we had to get rid of the cat growing up, but I did have annoying allergies with her. I also did horseback riding for like 6 or 7 years, and I was deathly allergic. Like I would leave there not even being able to breathe, but I still did it because I loved horses and I loved animals in general. So it was like a really annoying struggle that I had to deal with for so long, and I genuinely thought I would never be able to have a pet. So when I had moved out into my first apartment from my mom's, I ended up getting a fish because I figured, you know what, I need an animal, and like that's the only thing I'm not gonna be allergic to. So fast forward a couple years later, and my mom wanted to get her 2nd cat. She had gotten one right after I moved out, and she wanted to get another one. So me and my sister went because, I mean, what's cuter than playing with baby animals? And there was about like 10 little kittens running around, and they were like these small, tiny little fluff balls, and oh my gosh, it was literally like the best time of my life. I remember we were just like running around like basically screaming because they were just so cute and so little, and I had never seen a baby kitten before, which is really crazy. As I'm speaking, I'm pulling cat hair off of my face. So as I was there playing with the cats, it was about 3 hours into it where I realized like I wasn't sneezing, I wasn't allergic. So I kind of had this epiphany where like, if I'm here and I'm finding around 10 cats, maybe I can just get one and see what happens. So Cindy was my first cat, and she was so little and so cute, and the lady had told me that she wasn't for sale, and in my opinion she was like the cutest one there, so I literally begged her, and I ended up paying like almost double of what she was just to get her because she was just so precious. And then a week later I was like, you know what, I need to get one more because it's not fair to have like just one, in my opinion. I think like if you travel a lot, or if you know, I mean, I work from home, so I probably could have just had one, but I do travel a lot. So I figured get another one, that way they have each other. If I'm ever out, I don't feel like as guilty. So I went back, and there was 2 other girls that I was thinking about getting. There was one that was gray that was so tiny and so cute, and then there was one that looked exactly like Cindy, just without the mole. But when I went there, I ended up falling in love with Bear, and thank goodness that I got him because he is like my big mushball angel of love, and I just love him so much. Fast forward about, I'm gonna say like 9 months later, and I was at a barbecue, and Bo was there. He was like a stray kitten, and I thought someone had brought their cat there because he was just like hanging around all the people, and it ended up being a stray cat. So he literally jumped up on me, and I had this t-shirt on that I had it like tied into like this knot on the bottom, and he was like kneading on me and like sucking on my shirt for like hours. So I just instantly fell in love with him as well, and I was like, okay, I already have 2, like what's one more? I need to save him. I can give him a way better home. So I ended up taking home Mr. Bo, and then that was like in July. And then the following April, I ended up getting Chai. I was like in like a weird place in my life. So then fast forward to the following April, and I got baby Chai, who was just sitting right here. I don't know where she went. She was literally the cutest, tiniest little thing ever. I had found a Facebook page of the Scottish Fold kittens. I always really wanted a Scottish Fold. They're like so freaking adorable. I had always said if I got a 4th cat, I wanted to name her Chai because I drink chais from Starbucks every single day. So when I found the page and I found Chai, she was the color of chai tea, so I thought it was like meant to be. And her birthday is February 18th, and that was actually the day that my aunt passed away. So I instantly fell in love with her, and as soon as I saw her, I was like, okay, she's mine. And I'm gonna tell you the story on why I got Bali, and it was really, really random, and I swear I was not planning on having any more cats. I'm like, I have 4. That's enough. We were at brunch a couple weeks ago, maybe like, I don't know how long I've had him, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we had a fun day. Woke up the next morning, we were a little hungover, and we were eating breakfast at the table with my friend Moo and my assistant Amy, and out of nowhere Moo goes, you should get a baby pig. And I was like, a baby pig? I'm like, isn't that a scam? Like, don't they actually not stay little? Like, you buy a tiny pig, you pay thousands of dollars, and then they end up growing into like a huge pig. She was like, no, you need to get one. And then Amy was like, just get one. I was like, listen, like, you find me a breeder in the area that sells baby pigs, like whatever, I'll get a baby pig. I was still like, obviously that was not the smartest decision, but as I started looking it up more and more, I realized that it really is a scam, that people try and sell them as like micro pigs, and people don't realize that they turn into huge pigs, which is so sad for the pigs because I'm sure most people who are buying it do not want a huge pig inside of their house. So after I was like, they don't stay little, like I'm not gonna get a pig and have a pig running around my house. Like I downgraded my house. My house is much smaller than my last one, so I don't need like a huge pig running around. So then she was like, well, why don't you just get another cat? And Amy was like, yeah, just get another cat. And she was like, do it, you won't. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, why are you doing this to me? So they kept saying it over and over and over again. So I was like, you know what? Let me just text the lady that I got Chai from and see what she says. And they did have new kittens. So she sent me a bunch of pictures, and I saw, there was a couple of them that were like insanely cute, but Bali like stood out to me. So we went literally the next day to go look at the kittens. When I got there, like they were all super cute, but Bali came up to me and he wouldn't leave me alone the whole time. He was just like purring and just like loving all up on me. So before we went there, I was like, listen, if I don't like bond with any of them, like I don't need another cat, I have enough. But when I got there, me and Bali just like bonded instantly, and he like wouldn't leave me alone, and I was just so obsessed. So that is the story on why I have 5. And yes, I'm done for now. I think 5 is more than enough. I'm sure some of you think I'm absolutely crazy, but anyone who's met my cats know that they are literally the cutest things ever, and I keep my house very, very, very clean. So whenever people come over, no one even knows that I have 1 animal, let alone 5 cats. I think for me, the biggest problem that I have with my allergies is like, you know, sometimes you walk into someone's house and like it just smells like either a cat or a dog like very heavily. I think like that smell of like that dander is like what gets me really, really itchy. So I'm like super neurotic with everything, and I'm cleaning and vacuuming every single day to make sure everything stays nice. So that is my story on how I got 5 cats. I wouldn't trade them for the world. What's so cool about cats is like I wish you could see Chai right now. Hold on, let me get my phone because she's just sitting next to me with her arms freaking crossed and I can't stand it. Chai? What are you doing? What are you doing with your arms crossed, my pretty kitty? Come say hi, my queen. Oh my gosh, she's such a queen. Meow. Look at her little face. Is she not the cutest? She's like the only one who hasn't really warmed up to Bali yet. She's like, I don't know what that thing is. That is not a cat. That is a creature from outer space. I've seen a lot of people ask me about how I introduce my cats and how they all seem to get along. And I have like hundreds of questions that I'm gonna go through a bunch of them in a minute as well. So when I got Cindy, I got her brother Bear a week later. So they were a real brother and sister from the same litter. So I think Cindy was like at first like hissing at him a little bit because she didn't remember him after a week. But they like seemed to get along like super quickly. Like I have old pictures that I'll put up now of them like cuddling together. Like they were just precious little angels. So that was a really easy transition for them. When I got Bo, I believe Cindy and Bo had like a little bit of beef at first. But what's so cool about Bear, he's like, you know, the man of the house. He's such a gentle, like warm-hearted baby, and he just like welcomed every single cat in like with open arms, which is so cool and very lucky. And same with Cindy. I know girl cats can be very, very bitchy. Chai, for instance, I never knew she was bitchy until I got the baby. So what I did, and I mean, I'm sure you can look it up and there may be other ways that people did it, but what I did at first was when I had Bo, I had him in my spare bedroom and I let them smell each other under the door for like a little bit, and then I introduced all of them. Hey, stop hissing. Chai's hissing at the baby. And it was a pretty smooth transition as well. I think because Bo was such a little baby, you know, he was not scared of the other cats. So that was easy. And then when I got Chai, that was a little bit more difficult for Bo. Cindy and Bear instantly loved Chai. I think for Cindy, it was like so nice for her to have like another girl in the house. And within like a day or two, she was like holding her down and like licking her, and same with Bear. Like they loved Chai and it literally like melted my heart. One thing I did do that I just remembered with Bo when he was still trying to get used to Chai is I would take a little washcloth and I would wipe Chai's scent, like I would wipe her with it so her scent was there. And then when I would feed him, I would put the washcloth right in front of his food bowl. That way he can kind of associate like her smell with something positive, which would be eating. And I think that really did help him get more used to her. So other than that, I don't really have much advice. I do know online, if you Google it, there's probably like so many different stories on what people have done. Obviously it's not an ideal situation if you have to keep them separate, but sometimes, you know, you have to do what's gonna be best for them. And then with Bali, I actually never heard Chai hiss ever since I had her, and when I brought Bali in, she was like, what the hell is that? And wherever she is, she's like looking at him with like her pupils dilated, like literally like, what is this creature? So Bear went right up to Bali, and I know everyone recommends like make sure you just kind of like let them smell each other through the door and all of that, and like I don't know why I just have this feeling like I'm just gonna let them in and just see what happens. Who are we? Barry, who is that? Barry's such a good boy. Look at Barry. He's licking him, isn't he? I think he is. What a beautiful moment. What a beautiful moment. Who are these? Bowie? Who's that, Bo? Bo doesn't. Bowie's a good boy. Good boy, Bo. Hi. Who is this? Who is this? New little man. Who's the new baby? Look, he's going right over to Cindy. Little man, taking on the world. It's a good boy. I'm just observing. It's good. Let him watch from a distance. Chai doesn't even care. Come here. Well, that's how they like smell. Like he's trying to smell him. Gabriella wants to know, how many times do you wash them? What's good cat litter, and do you get allergies? Because I do. Speaking of washing them, last night I had to wash Cindy's butt. So as much as I'm obsessed with my cats and, you know, you always see the good, fun things, there are annoying times and gross times. Like, the reason I have not had long nails in 4 years is because my two fluffy cats, they get poop stuck to their butt. When they were younger, it was way more often and it was so gross, but what I recommend is I get them groomed like once or maybe twice a year. I actually have a lady that comes to my house with she has like a mobile grooming thing, and we get them groomed. Other than that, I really don't ever wash them. Sometimes I'll just like wash their feet, or again, if they have like poop on their butt. Last night I have freaking Band-Aids on me battle scars from last night. I was like a mess last night. Cindy had poop on her butt and she was like scooting her butt on the floor and I saw like smeared poop on my wood floor and I was like, ah, disgusting. So obviously clean that up first and then I have to wash them in the sink. So I used to have like these rubber gloves that I would wear, like just regular cleaning gloves, so that way like you don't have any issues, but I haven't had them in my new house. So I had to use my hands and I'm just like scrubbing her butt under the water. I'll show you guys the shampoo that I use. And they all hate being in the water. So it is literally like the most stressful thing ever. She was scratching me everywhere. I had hives everywhere because she was scratching me. She scratched me so deep it almost like hit the bone on my finger and honestly it hurt so bad. I was literally in tears, hysterically crying because there was just like water and shit going everywhere. So it was like a very stressful moment last night. So obviously washing them is a chore. If you guys have cats that just like sit there, you're so lucky because all of mine are like psychopaths. Cats are really, really clean. They spend like 50% of their day licking themselves and cleaning themselves. And I swear like whenever I smell them, they just smell like cupcakes. They just smell so good, which is so weird. But I think my cats smell amazing. So I guess it really just depends on your cats and on the living situations. You know, like if you're keeping your house clean and you're keeping them clean and their litter boxes clean, you really don't have to wash them that often. That's just, again, my opinion and what's worked for me. Kim K. Knight 23 wants to know, how do you manage your allergies? I guess I was starting to talk about it before, how like I used to be very, very allergic and now I'm just like not. I mean, there are times where I'm stuffy and it's not like the most ideal situation, but genuinely like I'm really not as bad as I used to be. I think a big thing is getting unscented cat litter. I've tried the ones that have scent in them and I swear I would get way more itchy with that, so that's one thing I noticed. Another thing is I have a dust buster right by their cat boxes, so I'm always like at least 2 times a day just vacuuming up any litter and also any like cat hair that's around the place. I also vacuum at least once or twice a day to make sure there's no cat hair everywhere, so that has helped me a lot. I think my biggest thing is like if they scratch me I get hives, and sometimes if they lick me I get hives, but I don't know, like they say your body changes every 7 years. And in my mind, I'm just convinced that because I'm so obsessed with them and I love them so much, like my allergies kind of faded away. So obviously, it's probably not the truth, but I must say that I have people come over my house all the time. Like I've had parties and everything and people are always like, oh, I'm like really allergic to cats, really allergic to cats. And not one of them sneeze. Not one time have I had someone sneeze in my house. So I don't know what it is, but I don't know, like people are just not allergic to them and people usually are really allergic. So I've had this happen, like it happened literally a week ago and I get like very excited when that happens. M_Tiffany would like to know, what do you do if your cat sprinkles somewhere in the house, especially in hard to clean areas like a carpet or on a sofa? Great question, thank you. And thank you for everybody for these questions. I actually had a big issue with Bo and his peeing problem, and all my cats are spayed and neutered besides the baby because he's too young, obviously. So they say like doing that will help prevent them from spraying around the house. But Bo wasn't spraying. He was like full on peeing everywhere and on my, like, not on my bed, but on my dad's bed downstairs when he was living with me. He peed on my couch in my beauty room like a couple times. He peed in my closet, like in the lower areas. Like he was peeing everywhere and it was literally driving me freaking crazy because I didn't know what to do. I brought him to the vet. I had him get tests done like at least 4 or 5 times and there was nothing showing up that was wrong with him. So I tried everything. I bought every product, like the spray no more, and I would clean it and it just, nothing was working for me. So right before I moved into my new house, I actually went to my vet like one last time and I was like, can we do like one more round of tests? Like I have a brand new house. I don't want it to be smelling like cat pee. Like what can I do? And they had actually recommended these plugins and I had actually bought 2 of them. So my last house was like 6,300 square feet and I had 2 of these plugins. And on the packaging it said it needs to be like every like 400 or 500 square feet. So like I needed way more than 2, so they obviously were not working. But I forget the exact name of them. I have a billion of them downstairs. I'm going to show you guys when I do like my little tour. But when I moved in, before I even brought the cats over, I put in these plugins like all over my house. So I have probably about like 7 total in my house. And like in basic, like 2 in the bigger rooms and like 1 in each of the smaller rooms. And when I moved here, Bo has not peed 1 time. Let me correct that, hold on. So he didn't pee for like at least over a month. He didn't pee anywhere and I was so happy. I was convinced that the spray was really, the plugins were really working. And then about maybe like 3 weeks ago, I had noticed that he had peed on the couch in the front room, and I'm like, ugh, like why? Like what is going on? And I walk around and I realize all of my plugins were completely empty. And that was the first time he had peed in well over a month since I had moved in, probably almost 2 months. So I bought more and I refilled all of them, and since then he has not peed again. So what's so crazy and amazing to me is like that it actually is really working and saying it's doing what it should be doing. I highly, highly recommend it. Maybe it's not gonna work for everybody or every cat, but for me, I've seen such a huge difference, and I swear my cats are always like super calm and chill. They're never hiding, and it's supposed to comfort them, and it lets out some sort of like pheromone that just is supposed to comfort them and help them, I guess, feel more safe, or I don't know what it really does, but I think it really has worked for me. Like when I tell you, it was every week I was finding peace somewhere else, and it was freaking nasty. So yeah, these things really genuinely changed my life. They are expensive, but what I would recommend, you know, depending on the size of your house, is just to have like one in each room, or like the areas that they hang out a lot in, or you find that they're spraying. I also have this calming spray. When I had a lot of workers here and I had to keep them in the rooms for certain days, and there was like super loud noises, I would just do like 1 or 2 sprays of this calming spray, and all of them would be like out like a light, like just like belly up, like just so comfortable and not scared at all. So I'm gonna let you guys know about that as well. Again, but do your own research for any of the products that I'm recommending. For me, this has worked for me. I don't want to recommend something and then like somebody like flip out on me, because I am not a vet. I do not claim to be a know-it-all. These are just like things that I've used that have really worked for me. And if anything I'm saying or using you guys have heard something negative about, like definitely fill me in, let me know. But again, this is just my personal experiences. Tiff Rosado would like to know, how do you make the cats not play with the furniture? That's a hard one because they kind of do, and they've kind of ruined a lot of my furniture. Like my bed and my chairs. I know they sell a spray that you could spray that's supposed to help them stop playing with the furniture. I've never personally tried it. The dining chairs that I have in my bed is just like a really shitty material, I guess, to have with having cats. So I guess maybe choosing your fabrics wisely, finding which ones like show the pulleys more than others. But you know, the key I think is to have like a lot of toys for them and like scratch posts and like stuff like that. That way they have areas to like scratch, and they don't have to do it on your furniture. Yeah, that's kind of like a hard one, but I guess wherever you find maybe they're doing it often, maybe get like a scratch post. They sell like those single ones, and just kind of putting it there and maybe trying that spray. I haven't personally tried it, but luckily like my big main couch doesn't show any claw marks or anything like that, so I got really lucky with the fabric that I chose. Georgia wants to know, is it annoying to constantly clean out litter trays? I have a friend who has 2 cats and their house smells. How do you find it? So before I got the baby, so let me go back again. So in my last house, when I had mentioned how Bo was peeing all over the place, I had 4 litter boxes because my veterinarian had recommended like 1 litter box per cat, and if he's peeing everywhere, so I had to get 4. So I had 3 in my mudroom downstairs, and I had 1 up in my bedroom, and it wasn't helping with the pee problem. So when I came here and I tried the plugins, I was like, I'm not having 4 litter boxes in my house. It's a smaller house, and I just like don't want to have to deal with that. I like made a pledge to myself that I will just keep up with it more often and scoop it like 2-3 times a day just to make sure everything's like nice and clean, and it's worked out a lot better for me. I'll show you the 2 that I have. They're large, and they're actually like not ugly, like they match my floors and everything. So they've been perfectly fine there. So like what I recommend is every time you pass by it, if you see something in it, just scoop it. And they're called litter genies. So it's like you scoop it, you put it in, and you like pull a drawer, and it like stores it in the bottom. And then I change that like once a week, or yeah, usually like once a week when it fills up. So I have 2 of those, and right now I do have 3 litter boxes because of the new baby. So I have 2 like extra large ones in my mudroom, and then I have 1 in my master bathroom because the baby, like I wanted him to not pee anywhere because he's trying to like figure out the house and everything still. So yeah, the litter genies are really helpful because once you have it, you just scoop it, you put it in there, and again, once a week you change it. Whereas I know other people that buy like the little baggies, but it's just kind of more of a hassle, and it takes a little bit more time. So definitely keep up with it. I change the entire bag and litter, I would say 2-3 times a month, depending on if it smells or not. So if you're keeping up with it, it really doesn't smell. So like I mentioned, my biggest piece of advice is just to, every time you pass by it, just scoop it. Or if you see something in it, just scoop it. And of course, wash your hands afterwards. And it really doesn't smell. My litter, I think, is like the best litter I found. I get it on Amazon. I have it delivered like
I think once a month. Amuna's question is, my cat tends to get bored easily and play with his toys once, and that's it. Any suggestions to motivate him to play more with his toys? My cats don't play with their toys all the time. Obviously the baby's a baby, so he's all obsessed with the toys, but what I use, I don't have it up here, like those long sticks with like the feathers or just like stuff like that, like they love interacting with you. So if you could take, you know, 30 minutes out of your day every day to just kind of play with them, and you know, I run around like back and forth in my house and just let them chase the toy, and they love that. Like that's the only time I'll get all of my cats to play with me. As far as them like going off and doing their own thing, it's not as often. A lot of them are lazy and they like to sleep all day, which they're cats, you know, like there's really not much you can do. But if you want to get their heart pumping and get them moving, playing with them, giving the time to them each day is definitely very important. Also, I have a huge cat wheel in my bedroom, and Bear is obsessed with it. Literally every night I have to take it off and put it on the floor because he will be on it all night long, which is hilarious. Cindy wants absolutely nothing to do with it. Beau wants absolutely nothing to do with it. Chai loves the wheel. She'll never like just go on it, but if I like take a little scrunchie or like a toy and like make her go on it, she'll like run on it like a crazy woman. And Bali hasn't been on it yet. So when my mom saw me doing this with my cats, she went out and got one, and both of her cats want nothing to do with it. So it's like a hit or miss, and it's a very expensive toy. So if it doesn't work, I guess, you know, it's very frustrating, but like it is Bear's favorite thing. At all times of the day, I'll just hear him on it, and it's like the cutest thing ever. He loves to work out. So I'm seeing a lot of the same questions. If I didn't answer anything at this point, please comment below and I will do my best to answer your questions. So I'm gonna go around now and show you guys like a lot of their favorite things and what has worked for them and me in the past couple of years. So stay tuned to see all of that good stuff. So here in this corner, we got Miss Cindy at the top. I have this cat tree, it's from Amazon. It's actually like really huge, I'll show you. Like it's way taller than me. But they love this thing. Like there has been times where all of them have been on it at once, which is awesome. So I definitely recommend a cat tree. Obviously you don't need one this big. I'll show you the one I have in my bedroom, but they are obsessed with this, and there's a nice little spot for all 5 of them.
Hi, monkey. What you doing? What you doing, little baby? What you doing, little baby?
One thing all my cats love is if you scratch like their tush. See? You gonna scratch? So like, as you can see on here, they have like these scratch posts all over it. So, get it, buddy, get it. Buddy, get the ball. Get it. Cool. This is so cute.
Hi, Bo. How you doing, my little puppy? How you doing, my little boy?
So I saw a lot of people asking about this toy right here. I actually just got this on Amazon and they love it. So I will link that for you. There's like 3 rows of balls. And yesterday, Bear and Bali were so cute and they were playing with it the whole time. So here in the corner of my bedroom, I have a much smaller tree. When I ordered it, I didn't realize it was as small as it is, but it's perfect for in my bedroom and they love it. They're always sleeping on here as well. So I will link this one for you guys. And check out this cat bed, like how ridiculous. It's so cute. And here we have Barry and his favorite wheel. Tell me you're gonna go on it. Go on the wheel, Barry. Show everyone your tricks. Barry, there he goes. So I actually just bought a new one because me and my friend thought it would be funny to sit on it the other night and we broke it and it cracked. Yeah, don't ask, it was a very dumb decision, but I actually bought a new one in all white, which will match my room better because this thing is freaking huge, but he loves it so much I could never get rid of it, so.
Right, Barry? Right?
So this water bowl is from Amazon as well, and I have tried a million bowls. Don't mind all the wiring, I have to find a better way to do that, but this one is the easiest to clean and they love running water. So when I used to just leave out a little bowl, I would notice they really weren't drinking their water, and once I switched over to this, they absolutely love it. So like I said, I tried a bunch of these, and the reason I love this one is because it's really only like 2 parts and it's much easier to clean. You have to buy filters and everything for it, but I love this one.
Little man caught in the act.
I'm sorry, Barry, but it's for the video. So ow, I just hurt myself. So I have 2 of these really large litter mats. They probably are. I usually have them pulled out a little bit further. My cleaning lady did come a couple days ago, so that's why. But usually I'll pull them out a little bit. That way it traps any of the litter. But I liked these litter boxes because they match my white marble floors. So these have been working nice for me. It has top entry and front entry, which is cool. It did come with like a little ramp, but I found that it was like getting pee stuck in it, so I took them both off. Kind of gross. But this is the litter genie that I was talking about. So it just stores all the poop at the bottom. You have to buy the bags for it. And like I said, I change it like once a week or whenever I notice that it gets full. So up here in my mudroom, I have these cute little canisters. I don't know, what do you call them? I got these at Bed Bath & Beyond. I keep their dry food in there. So it's just super easy to keep it in there and then refresh it whenever I want. Plus it looks cute. So under here, I have some more kitty stuff. This is the dry food that I use for the baby, the kitten Royal Canin, same brand. And then for the other cats, I have 2 like big bowls that they all just share out of, and I usually leave it out all day. I do the Instinct Original Chicken Dry Food. And then Bear, come on. And then I also have this one, the Whole Earth Grain-Free with Real Chicken Dry Food. They love both of these. I like to have one of each out so they can kind of eat whenever they want. Excuse you. What are you doing, monkey? You have gookie in your eyes. Let me clean it. It's another thing with Persians is they get like eye crusties all the time because they have smushy little faces. So it's actually dinner time in the household. So I'm gonna show you what I feed them. I got these little bowls on Amazon as well. I read somewhere that if you're seeing your cat throw up after he eats, try feeding them on a raised surface or like a raised bowl like this because it's supposed to help, I guess, create less air when they're eating. And some of my cats were throwing up a little bit when they ate, and I found that they really like these. And they come with these little plates that go under them because cats are literally the messiest things ever. So you just put it on like that. How cute. Are we all so hungry? Are we so hungry? Meow. I'm hungry. So since Bali is a baby, I have to feed him on the floor, and I've been feeding them up on the counter, patiently waiting like a nice sir. And this is what my breeder recommended for the little man. And I actually had given this to all of my cats when they were kittens. So this is the kitten formula. So I'll give him a can in the morning and a can at night, and sometimes if he's hungry I'll give him a little bit more. They recommend up to 3 cans a day for the kittens. It's a lot of food for a tiny boy. Enjoy. Bo loves this. The Applause tuna fillet and broth. He gets a can. The Persians really don't eat as much, so I split a can between them. Otherwise I waste so much food. So it's really about figuring out your cat's appetite and going with that. So they love this Applause, the mackerel and tuna. Dinner time in the house. Chicho. Yum, yum, yum. So these are my designated cat drawers. I have a bunch. So these treats they really like, the Shiba meaty sticks. These, I know they're not great for them, but I mean, sometimes you just gotta give them 1 or 2. Pet wipes, I use these to like wipe their butt if there's like a little extra poop and they don't need a full-on bath. So some of their other foods that they like, the brand Solistic. I like these because they have like very limited ingredients. They like this one, and again, not all of them like the same thing, so it's really about trial and error. This is also the Applause. This one they like as well. If you're finding that your cat is not eating its wet food, this always works to make them eat their food. It's just 1 ingredient, it's just dried up chicken. So I just sprinkle a little bit on top of their food and they absolutely love it. So these little springs, they're obsessed with. Look at her, she's looking at it. You could buy these right on Amazon as well, and they're obsessed. Like I always find them in their mouths, like walking around, like thinking that it's like an animal or something, but it's just a spring. This is the calming spray that I was talking about. It's super small. You only really need one spray or two if you are about to bring your cat in a stressful situation. It definitely helps calm them down. It's not for everyday use. These filters go around the actual filter in the, which one do I have? It's called the Pagoda fountain. So these are actually pretty necessary. I tried it without it and the filter does get super dirty. So this helps block any hair or any dirt or anything from getting into the filter, which will like block everything out. So this is really important as well. So another thing that my cats love are these right here. It's a you find this in the refrigerated section. It's called Vital Grain Free, I don't even know what it is. It's like little round things. Bear already heard me taking it out. He loves these. I give it to them as like treats. I've tried, they're that freaking picky that if I put it on a plate for them, they won't eat it, but if I feed them, they'll eat it out of my hand. That's just how my cats are. They're super spoiled. They say, give it to me, I want it. So this is the brush, I need to clean it, sorry. This is the brush I'll use for my short-haired cats. And where's the other brush? And this is the brush that I use for the Persians. So you can see it has like a longer metal like comb and it works perfectly. So here you could see, you know, my bed has like pulleys all over it from the cats, from the scratching. So, I mean, on the sides, it's way worse. You can see on the sides. So probably wasn't the best decision to buy a bed like this. I didn't realize. So again, if this was like a wood side or something like that, it would definitely be a little bit better, but can I help you? Can I help you, you big, look at his belly because he just ate. Oh, that's why. That's why, huh? So these are the diffusers. So this is almost empty. So I think they say like once a month you have to change them. They really, really do help. You want to make sure you do it this way. I went over to my mom's and she had it upside down and she wondered why it wasn't working. So you want to make sure that it's plugged in like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, as I mentioned, if there's any questions I did not answer, I will try my best to get to all of them. Of course, I am not a pro or anything like that, but these are things that have really worked for me. And if you are having any issues, I would definitely recommend speaking to a vet who has way more knowledge than, of course, me. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you guys later.